Hey there, welcome to our YouTube channel, Time for Education. I have a very interesting session for you today pertaining to Greek heritage. We are all aware that Greek culture influences the English language in myriad ways. This session will tell you something about this part of it. Okay, so here's the topic, Greek heritage pertaining to vocabulary building. Now, take a look at this. What are these? I'm sure you'll be able to identify a few of them. These are the letters of the Greek language. They are alpha, beta, gamma, delta. We've all dealt with them in our school days, and so we will be able to relate with a few of them, or at least identify and know that they are drawn from the Greek language. So we have alpha, beta, gamma, delta, which we all know of, and we have epsilon, zeta, eta, theta is also something we are aware of, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, epsilon, phi, chi, psi, and omega. So I'm sure out of the 24 that I have on the screen, you may be aware of at least 10. Okay, we have been through a few of them during our school days, and there are so many more. So this is just to tell you that we do have an idea of these letters. Now, this is a text in Greek which has used all these letters. You may not be able to read this text or understand it, and neither will I be able to do so for you. So, in order to help you understand what this text actually says, here's a translation. So, this was in the Greek language using all these letters, and here's a translation of the opening lines of the Iliad. So, this is a text from the Iliad, and this text highlights the epic's focus on the anger of Achilles and its consequences. So, Achilles was a superhero of the Trojan War. He was a great warrior, and I hope all of you are aware and you know who Achilles was. You may have read about him. If not, please do go and read about him, because this is something that keeps popping up in context every now and then. So, this part that I've given you here has been drawn from the epic Iliad, and it talks about the anger of this warrior Achilles and its consequences. So, what does it say? Sing, O goddess, the anger of Achilles, son of Peleus, that caused the Greeks untold pain, consigning many valiant souls to Hades and leaving their bodies the prey of dogs and birds, as the will of Zeus was accomplished. Okay, so here's a reference to or mention of so many other characters. If you are interested, please do read about them. Now, if you do so, and if these characters, the mention of them comes in any passage or any question type, any question that you come across in the CAT or any other competitive exam, then it will certainly help you, because then you will not have a problem in understanding what the reference is to, and so this will be beneficial for you. Now, we come to what is the actual discussion for today. It pertains to Greek roots that are embedded in the English language. So, Greek roots are deeply embedded in English, and they shape words like telephone, which means distant sound, psychology, which refers to the study of the mind, biography, life writing, and democracy, people power. Even if you are unaware, there are roots like bio, which means life, and geo, which means earth, that enrich our language, connecting us to ancient Greek heritage unknowingly. So, whether we are aware of it or not, we do get connected to Greek heritage because we use these words, we come across them on an everyday basis, we use them, and we also read about them. So, this session will give you more clarity on these Greek root words. Now, here I have a passage, and after taking you through the passage, I will tell you what Greek words are hidden in this passage. Okay, so I begin. In the modern world, you might be seen as a cosmopolitan, brimming with charisma and driven by an unwavering zeal. Your enthusiasm for life's pursuits can make others jealous of your apparent boundless energy and dynamic spirit. Alternatively, you might be prone to moments of melancholy, reflecting on the darker sides of existence. You could be an idealist, envisioning a perfect world based on abstract notions, or you might take a more pragmatic approach, grounded in factual realities and practical solutions. The pragmatic perspective might lead you to view overly idealistic dreamers as somewhat saccharine or pompous. Whether your social circle is large or small, you might still be an enigma to those around you. Occasionally, your actions might appear hypocritical, reflecting a deeper complexity akin to a theatrical performance where the role played might not fully reveal the true self beneath. Now, this is a normal passage where the author discusses something about a cosmopolitan being. Okay, and there are so many words that I have ensured are in a different color so that your attention may be drawn to them. So there are words like cosmopolitan, charisma, zeal, enthusiasm, jealous, energy, dynamic, melancholy, idealist, pragmatic, practical, saccharine, circle, enigma, and hypocritical. Now tell me, how many of these words are those that you don't know or you are unfamiliar with? I'm sure all of you have come across all of these words in some context or the other at some point of time. So these are those words that we hear, we use, and we read very commonly. What's special about them? These words are drawn from Greek language. Okay, so we are discussing Greek heritage, and these words have Greek roots hidden in them. Let me point them out to you. So, one by one, cosmopolitan has the root word cosmos, which means world, and there's another polites, which means citizen, and then the word cosmopolitan has been formed. Charisma. Charisma has the root word charis or grace. Then we have zeal, which has zelos, which means zeal or rivalry. Enthusiasm. En means in and theos is God and ousia is essence. So we have enthusiasm. Jealous has again zelos, which means zeal or a rivalry. So as you can understand, in the word zeal, the meaning, the first meaning of zelos, which is zeal itself, has been used, and that's what's reflected. But in jealous, the second or the other meaning, which is rivalry, is what this word implies. Then we have energy, a very commonly used word, and it has the root word as energy or activity. Dynamism or dynamic from dynamis, which is strength or power. We have melancholy from melas, which is black, and chole, which is bile. What is bile? Bile is a humor, juice that is secreted by the body, and together melas and chole form the word melancholy, and this refers to a state of being sad or gloomy or being disheartened. There are more. Idealist is from idein, which means to see. So a person who sees everything as perfect is called an idealist. We have pragmatic from pragma, which means deed. So pragmatic is a person who is practical and very sensible. Practical from praso, which means to do. A person who is practical is a person who keeps doing and thinks less but works more. So the action part is more important for such a person, and therefore we call this person practical, and the root, I hope, makes sense to you. Saccharine from saccharon, which means gravel. Now saccharon is also a Sanskrit word, and gravel is a reference to something which is very coarse. So saccharine is refers to sugar, and sugar is formed of granules or grains which are very rough, and which is why saccharon, which means gravel, makes sense or should make sense. Circle is from krikos, which means ring, And we also have circ in Latin, which also means the same, round. So we could consider circle to be drawn from either Greek or Latin. Enigma from enigma, which means a riddle, and this is exactly what enigma means, a mystery. Hypocrite is from hypo, which is under, and krino, which is judge or separate. So hypocrite is a person who has double standards, and which is why he judges things differently or separates things, and that's how the word has come to be around. Okay, so I discussed so many Greek words with you, or rather English words which had Greek connections. Now, we have so many more that we can come across in the English language. Try to identify those when you read something. Be a little more attentive, and this will certainly help you. So, for more of such content, please do like, follow and subscribe to our channel, Time for Education. Keep up the practice. All the best. Thank you.